What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can tell from the title, I'm actually going to be giving you guys some of my advice for those of you who are recent graduates or you're about to graduate and you're looking for a job in journalism, sports journalism specifically. I want to give you guys some of my tips and my advice that I wish I would have known when I was in college, because the sports journalism and just sports media in general is like, it can feel like a black hole. When you graduate, you don't really know what to do, you don't know the first step to take unless your family works at Fox Sports or unless you know someone at ESPN. You know, the journey to getting there can seem impossible. So I wanted to give some of my tips and tricks because I've had a few people reach out to me on Instagram just wanting to talk to me, or they ask me questions about how I got to New York and how I got the job I have now. So I wanted to relay some of my thoughts and opinions for you guys. I hope this helps you out if you are a recent graduate or you're just looking to get into sports journalism in general. I hope my stories, tips, and tricks can help you guys out. First things first, when I was in college, I've just always been a person, I've never known what I wanted to do with my life. Okay, so I've always wanted to be a pop star, but we all know that's not gonna happen because I could break someone's eardrums with my voice. I wish I was a better singer, that's the one thing I wish, but I've always wanted to be a pop star, do something in media. I've always loved being creative, but I never really knew what outlet I wanted to do that in. In college, I went to Indiana University. Indiana has a great media program, and that's the program that I graduated having gone in. So my first thing that I majored in college was dentistry. That didn't work out. I knew that was not what I wanted to do with my life, so I was in dental school for a little bit. I was in interior decorating for a little bit. Like, I had no idea what to do. And then, like I said, I've always loved being creative, artistic, being behind the camera, being in front of a camera, everything that has to do with creating media. And obviously I used media school. I was like, you know, hey, that might be a good idea. So I chose broadcast journalism. In school it was fine, but I hate the news. I genuinely hate the news. I knew I did not want to go into TV in that sense, like local TV, but I always enjoyed sports because I always grew up playing sports, and going to IU, you kind of have to love the Hoosiers, especially with basketball. So, depending on what school you go to, a lot of times they will have programs where you can do sideline reporting. Like for us at IU, we had Big Ten Student U, which gave us the opportunity to do sideline reporting for Big Ten Network, Student Network broadcasts. So we would be on the sidelines doing women's basketball, men's basketball, field hockey, soccer, track and field. Honestly, you could do any sport at IU for the most part. And so I joined that. I got a hold of the media professor there. We were all really close. Our media friends, we were all pretty close, so we knew of the opportunities available for us. So my first piece of advice, is honestly just figure out early on what you want to do exactly in the media field or in sports, because this world is just so big. There's a lot of opportunities. You can go into the PR side of stuff, you can go into marketing, you can do what I do, which is content creation, you can do producing, behind the scenes stuff. Honestly, just explore the opportunities that are available for you at your university or outside your university. See what you want to do, kind of nail down your path that you want to take, because that is going to be step one for you in becoming successful in what you do, is just knowing exactly what you want to do. Because for me, I knew I wanted to do on-camera stuff or behind the camera stuff, and it just would have been a lot easier for me if I had known that I had wanted to go into content creation like I'm doing now, rather than, you know, TV and stuff like that. So step one, I would just say figure out early on exactly what you want to do. That's the major thing. Now with that's like 1A, this is 1B. So 1B is make content on your own. And that is applicable to whether or not you're actually doing content creation or whether you're producing or PR, marketing, whatever. Make content on your own. And that content can include, if you're wanting to do PR, practice doing PR. Like, don't just do what you need to do in the classroom. With our jobs, everything you do is going to be outside the classroom, and that's something they don't really teach you in college, or something no one ever told me in college. They were always like, you know, network and do stuff on your own. But like, when I'm telling you that someone should have drilled that in our minds more, I wish I would have known that more. Because when you graduate, if you do what I do, which is I'm the sports host for USA Today Network, but it's online, so it's a digital content creation. Even when I was doing sideline reporting, like that was outside the classroom, but that's what's gonna help build your reel, because when you graduate, you're going to have a reel when you're in media, showing your employer or just showing people, hey, this is what I've done, this is what I can do, hire me. Anything that gives you a leg up in this industry, literally you have to do it. So graduating, you know, I had an okay reel. Looking back now, it's gross because I think I've gotten so much better, but like, I had a decent amount of stuff that I did in college, but even at that didn't give me a job at ESPN. That didn't give a lot of my friends that were even better than me in college a job at ESPN. You've got to put in the work now, or put in the work when you are in college, because it's gonna be too late for you when you're a senior to get all that experience last minute like that. Like, you've got to put in the work, do the content on your own. If you're into marketing, do something for your friend's business, or go to local shops around the city and say, hey, I'm, you know, doing marketing at USC, or I'm doing marketing at, you know, Kentucky, Florida, whatever school it is. Go around and ask people like, hey, could I make some posters for you, or just do something on social media, do marketing for people. I'm telling you, like, it is going to help you in the long run. It's going to give you experience, and especially in this industry, experience is everything. So that was 1A. 1B, figure out exactly what you want to do early on, act upon it. That was 1B, make content on your own. My third piece of advice that I wish someone would have told me early on, no one really did, was you are going to have to be your own promoter. You are going to have to, you know, show yourself off on social media or whatever you do. No one is going to do that for you. Coming to, you know, USA Today, New York, I'm not gonna sit here and say anything bad, because that's not where I'm coming from. I'm just saying that, like, you would think like you would get promoted a certain way, and when you don't, you know, that's just gonna fall back on you. So you are going to have to be your own promoter, especially in today's world. People wanna know what you're doing on social media, what you're doing off social media. How you present yourself, how you brand yourself is huge. You are the only person that's going to brand yourself how you want it. So do it correctly. If you're not a big social media person, you know, figure out another way to do it. But I'm telling you, the way you brand yourself, the way you portray yourself is huge. Don't be saying crazy stuff on Twitter, crazy stuff on Instagram. Even though I want to, I don't. Be yourself though. Don't become this corporate, you know, emotionless person on social media. No one likes that. Be yourself, promote yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. Fourth piece of advice, or are we on 3 or 4? I don't know. My next piece of advice, see what content is successful, model after that. Do not copy someone, that's not what I'm saying, but model yourself after that. So, say you have a job like me. I'll just give myself for example. So, being in this industry, you have to watch sports, you have to know what's going on, what the conversations are going on social media, and you have to know what your competition is doing. So in order to be successful, obviously you're gonna have to set yourself apart coming out of college or in your first job. See what content is successful, what you enjoy watching, listening to, and try to model your game after that. Don't copy, like I said, but make it personal, make it work for you. For me, I love doing, I love Instagram, I love Twitter, I love gaming, and I'm trying to start doing more of that to help build towards my brand. So everything, like I've told you guys, it kind of comes full circle, but just being your own promoter, seeing what content is successful, modeling your stuff after that. You know, be a part of the conversation, especially when it comes to media and sports. Just being a part of the conversation is huge. So this is probably my #1 piece of advice that I always give to recent graduates, people in their first job that either get in a rut. They ask me like, hey, like, how'd you get to New York and become the sports host for USA Today Network? I put in like almost 2 years in Mississippi after college, working at a newspaper. When I tell you that was not my dream job, like that was not my dream job. I never would have thought as a kid my first professional, like real life job would be working in Jackson, Mississippi, doing high school sports mixed with SEC stuff. Like I just never thought that would be a part of my life. But I'm telling you, don't be afraid to take the job that's not, you know, this dream job. Nothing, ESPN is not gonna come knocking at your door 9 times out of 10. So when I say you have to put in the work and be patient, like put in the work and be patient. Use those opportunities to make yourself better and to better your content and to give yourself more experience, because like I told you, at the end of the day, experience is what's going to get you that job. And showing people that you're going to put in the work and do the behind the scenes stuff that, you know, when everyone else is just goofing off, going out to the bars and having fun, you're the one going to games, you're on the sideline filming and you're interviewing people and making a video afterwards. That's what's really going to say the most about your work. I think a lot of kids graduating think that, and me too, like I'm saying me too, what they think that once you graduate, you know, you're gonna get this big wig job in like Texas, Florida, New York, Bristol, Connecticut, Cali, and like that's really not the case. You are one of, you know, thousands of people that want the same thing. What's going to set you apart is what you do in your off time. My last piece of advice is just to be patient, put in the work, and honestly take whatever opportunity you can get. Don't turn down something because you don't want to move to a small city in Kansas. Well, you know, sometimes you have to put in that work and put in a year or two to get to where you want to be. Don't close any doors that become open for you that feel right. So, whew, that was very long-winded, but I hope this helps you guys. If you are a media person looking for a job straight out of college, or you're in your first, second year, and you just feel like you're in a rut, trust me, I've been there before. I graduated December 2017. Oh my God, why did I say 13? Ew. December 2017, got a job in Mississippi, stayed there for a little over a year and a half, and then got the job here in New York. So I'm telling you guys, things take time. These are some of the things that I've just learned over, you know, the 2-3 years I've been professionally working now. I'm sure, you know, after time I'll be adding more to this list, but I wanted to share with you guys what I know now that I wish I had known back then. I hope it helps you guys, and if you have any other questions for me, please comment them below and I will be sure to check them out. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe please, and go check out my other social media if you want to follow me on there. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.